lot of women refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of that. Yeah, I just want to get right back to you. See it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fire going on inside of LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take all your money and whatever else bring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Making such a fuss, and I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Took everything that I had, yeah. Walked away, but you left one thing behind. You're wondering just what that is. Yes, you are. Well, the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the wall comes tumbling down, I'll be there. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. We're gonna make a little love down by the water. Maybe have a son, maybe have a daughter when the music man calls. That's when I gotta play. So I burn for the things I never had. Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the sound holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the lands of new. Oh, na 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 na. See that I lost my highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. Like afraid you're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghostly embrace can only me tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back for lands of blue. Oh, na 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 na. Sitting at the lake, I'm feeling confused, but I had my guitar, so I played this blues. But I'm afraid, the world might be true, that I might never be back again. Seems to me that I have lost my way. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must be back before it's too late. Before it's too late. Someone to take me down at night. Someone to make my day. New revelation fills my soul. Oh, I can waste away. You distracting my attention. You're all that's on my mind. You not looking for perfection, but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do. You know that nothing feels sweeter than someone else. you. Oh, you. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control using a powerful hand. I wanna be ya, I wanna see ya. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to tell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. All right. Yeah. Cat learns to ring a bell. Rat gets free from the maze. We can be taught to love. We've got to learn a new way. I wanna see you, I wanna be you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, add a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. Yeah. I wanna be, I wanna see, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. Push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Yeah, black and white and blue. You're going black and white on the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. sunny skies, the smell of country air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the lands of the new. Oh, na 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 na. That I have lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must go back before it's too late.
Hello, everybody. What's going on? We are back, and we are here. What happened to my titles? My titles didn't go again. Everything's a mess. There you go. How's it going, everybody? We're back again. 20 people hanging out with us for 10 minutes because we're 10 minutes late. We're just BSing on the side. So sorry to keep you guys waiting and girls waiting. We're here again, and we got some exciting stuff to talk about tonight. Tonight is actually more of a. We were supposed to do. Nobody dropped any photos into the host critique night, which is supposed to be tonight.
Was it? I thought that was next week.
Well, it is now. It'll be the day after Thanksgiving. That's fine.
Yeah,
it's okay. That's fine. We don't have anything. We got Bracken, Whitby, and Sass on next Wednesday, so that's in a couple of days. So the one after that, we could do that. So Pete, I'll send the link out again. All of the we're doing a host kind of a host critique night for the fans to critique our photos on Friday. This next Friday.
Okay.
Next Friday. So I'm gonna give you a folder. Don't tell them. I'll know who it is, but nobody will know who they are except for me. So I won't. Just don't tell anybody what your pictures are.
Right. So I'll have to remove the watermarks.
Please remove the watermarks. That would be good. Hey, guten Abend. Here, this is for you, my friend. This is for you, my friend DB. He'll get it. No one else will get it, but he'll get it. But I took this out. I took this out just especially for my buddy DB. This is for him. But so I got a couple of questions regarding I don't know if you saw the video that I put out, the quickie what I did in October, and I did the walk across the moving pictures set, and everybody wanted to know, well, not everybody, but whoever asked me wanted to know what the thing I was holding as I was walking across the thing. So I didn't have anything. So just that day, I picked up from a street peddler. I was like, there was a comic book guy that was sitting there on the street selling comic books. I said, hey, I see all this garbage here. You got any older Star Wars comic books? He's like, yeah, I got this. I hold this underneath. I hold this type of stuff underneath. Let me get it for you. So I already had a copy of this, but it was such in good condition. I picked it up anyway. I picked this up.
Oh, wow.
This is the picture that I'm walking across the this is a number 45. This is right after Empire Strikes Back, the original comic book. It says 1980, but the guy was wrong. This is actually 1981. But that's what I'm walking across. But
cool.
Yeah, I saw it and picked it up. I was like, Jen, I saw this comic book. It's like $10, and it turned out to be $35. But that's fine. No big deal. But no, I'm not spinning the wheel for that. Sorry, John. But let's see if my buttons work, because I fixed some of my buttons. So let's see if I press the right button here and see if this works. Let's talk about our sponsors real quick. I'll try and I've been doing good. I'm getting it down. No, I didn't order the dome yet. No, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But let's see if this works. Ready? Hit the button. And it works kind of, except for it didn't clear. All right, it almost worked. We'll clear that. There we go. So we got sponsors that we give away stuff. Tonight is a giveaway. We actually are giving away 2 Masters of Pixinsight Workshops tonight, because we have a backlog of stuff that they've given us. So we're going to give a little bit more. So Woodland Hills and Telescopes, thank you so much. We'll be giving. I got to put a date on. December's coming up quick, and I got to put up, and I got to give Farrah the warning on the 250s coming out. So pretty cool with that. Next slide. My buttons work. Awesome. Thank you to Prima Luce, Camera Concepts, and Optolong. We'll talk about some giveaways for Astropalooza coming up, because we got more giveaways. So we're going to give away some more stuff. Camera Concepts, Prima Luce, thank you so much for being sponsors this year. Super Giant level, Masters of Pixinsight, and IP for AP. Classes, workshops, yearly subscriptions. It's unbelievable the amount of stuff that they've given us to give away. So thank you to them as well. Thank you also as well to all of our member sponsors, Quasar members, Black Hole members, Red Giant, Main Sequence, and I finally took out the blank one, so it goes right to Protostar. And if you want to join us on our Patreon membership. And for those of you that are members of our YouTube channel, and you're a subscriber to that, please consider moving over to our Patreon membership. So it's a lot easier for me to track, and I could keep some of the hair that I keep on losing over this. Sooner or later, I'm going to look like Eric, and we know. But so
you can't look this pretty.
you can't look this pretty. You can't look this good. You can't look this good. But
this is hard work keeping it this pretty.
I'm telling you. But November 23rd, that's this Wednesday coming up. These 3 are going to be on. It's going to be an awesome night. I have no idea what this is going to bring. I'm super excited about it, but it's going to be all 3 of them. Charles Bracken, Dr. Sass, and Dr. Whitby. Everybody's going to be hanging out with us, cooking turkey. So it's going to be a lot of fun. December 7th, we have Jeff Dickerman coming on from Optech. He's going to be showing all the products that he has, or going over all his focusers and Gemini rotator focusers. Man, I forget who, somebody just bought the Gemini and told me about it again. And the footprint on that thing, Pete, the footprint on that thing is so thin to have a rotator in it.
It's phenomenal, man. I tell you, I mean, I use that a lot on a lot of the planeways for the third party rotators, compared to the, they don't want to use the IRF 90 or their Hedrick focusers. But Jeff, I tell you one thing, Jeff is going to really present a lot of the products. And I mean, he's got some pretty good stuff that he's already got. Plus, the TCF, the Leo. He's the quality, the build quality on these products are phenomenal.
It's really, really good. And I even purchased for myself the FTX 20 and 30, which is basically a slip-on, and you could use it for refractors, Schmitz, whatever. You can use it for whatever you want. It's really, really awesome. So it's going to be great to see him. I've never met him before, so it's going to be a treat for me. Astropalooza coming up rapidly. We got 22 days until, oh my God, 22 days. I'm getting nervous. Anyway, so Astropalooza, we got all, would you believe this? Somebody on Twitter saw my post on the Astropalooza list of guests and responded to me saying, I don't know who any of these people are.
Don't tell me it was Elon Musk, right?
No, thank you. No, it was some member of something that follows AstroWorld and saw it, and I said, well, if you do astrophotography and you do processing, you might want to look a couple of these people up. And I left it at that. So I don't know, whatever the case may be. No, it's not about Dan Higgins. I'm not even listed on there. I don't want to be listed on there. I have no problem emceeing anything. So December 14th, Craig Stocks is going to be coming again for his second appearance with us. It'll be a lot of fun. He's going to be going over what's brand new and what he's been up to the past couple of months at Utah Desert Remote Observatories. Going to be fun to check that out. And then January 4th, Don Goldman from Astrodon is going to come on and tell us what's waiting in the wings for Don and Astrodon. It's going to be real interesting to hear what he has to say. I love his filters. His filters are just awesome. I mean, I use them. They're great.
Yeah, I mean, him coming out of retirement, this is going to be. I'm really interested to hearing from him and seeing, what he has. Does he have any plans on, the Astrodon,
the line
label, the line, anything like that? Because, I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in hearing that,
Absolutely. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
And of course, come and check us out on all of our other social media platforms, Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Hit 90 people today on Discord. 90 people.
Hey, Dan, you might want to start posting. I guess NEAP is going to definitely be a go this year. So you may want to kind of put that up. Yeah, you might want to put that up so that people know exactly what those dates are. So,
you know what I want to do, Pete? Everybody who's watching me, and I may be lighting a fire here that I may not get out from. Let's see who gets more viewers, Astropalooza or NEAF. Everybody come to Astropalooza and come check us out and see what a wonderful disaster this is going to be. So you never know what's going to happen with me. So
So you know what? So if you're going to have this type of a competition, we need to do something. And first off, we need to have the viewers, especially all of you new guys, new people that are joining us, do us a favor, hit the like button right down on your screen, give us a thumbs up, if you consider subscribing if you're new, and from our Facebook, audience, who, our Facebook fans, do us a favor, share this show, share it to public. Sharing is caring, caring is sharing, and we would really appreciate it. So to get the word out about Astropalooza, about Astrodon, Don coming on, all of the other guests that are coming on. So we would really appreciate us, to help spread the word, and grow the audience, because I think there's going to be a lot of cool things especially with Astropalooza and the giveaways, but with everyone else that's coming on, like Dr. Sass next week, and Charles Bracken, and others that we've got coming on. This is going to be, a crazy month, December and everything. So share the show. Let people know that, hey, we're out here and we've got some really cool people coming on. And who are you laughing at?
Charity Rose.
Show.
Charity Rose.
There we go. There it is.
The double D.
DDS.
It's funny because the original I guess the original name of the show was Cosmic Charlie and Declination Dan, and it used to be, and we called it CCD Squared Studios, and it just kind of made like a little concoction of Cosmic Charlie, Declination Dan, CCD, Little Science. I thought it was kind of cool, but Disastrous Dan just brings me back to the double D. Sorry, though I digress. And Dave, I gotta say, and I gotta be careful what I say here. That may happen, I may actually get a booth this year at NEAF of table, just to do it on my own. So that may happen, and I may be in. I can't say much more than that, but I may be in sharing a table with a couple of people. So it could be quite interesting. So but that's all I'll say about that. More to come on that. I'm not even gonna expand on that, but that definitely may definitely that's exactly what I'm gonna take the closet and put it on its back and push it in the truck. And I'm gonna have Eric and me carry it inside Neef and just lay it on the table and then take whatever you want and leave money. That's
There
it.
it is.
That's
The positive death will be out for display.
But that may happen. I mean, that's going to be interesting. That's something that I've been thinking about since I heard Neef actually really honestly, now that it's not even the end of the year and they're already talking about it. So that's a really good sign.
Yeah, it is.
Because last year at this time, you couldn't get a peep out of anybody about it's going on, it's not going on, it's definitely going on, and then it's not, and then it was a really and then it didn't happen like 2 weeks before the show. It just like got canceled, but it was pretty bad. But Scott, if I go, can I get a filter wrench? I'll get you two, Scott. If you make it all the way down from Niagara Falls, I'll give you 2 filter wrenches.
And a bag of ketchup potato chips. Oh no, Scott, you'll bring those down. You'll bring those down from Canada.
Yeah, bring the. So I gave it to, and I hope Sean. I don't know if Sean's watching, but I gave it to the people that work at Camera Concepts because there was no way I was going to eat this stuff, and it turns out that one of the girls that works there, it's like crack to her. She loves it. It's incredible.
Oh.
She's like, "Oh my God,
wow.
these things! I'm so addicted to these." You know, so she pretty much ate the whole bag pretty much on her own, I think. But sorry guys, I got the wife gave me some dinner, so you know it's dinner time.
4-pack of Rush beer on sale. Wow.
So I still haven't drank them yet. Hold on.
He's munching away, guys.
Oh my God, these are heavy.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting. You know, yeah, Scott's shirts. Can you imagine that with cheese and everything?
I still haven't drank them yet, or put them in the fridge for that matter, because they were warm already.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. Oh, there they are.
That's the Rush beer.
So what is it? Is it an IPA, an ale, a lager?
It's an ale. It's a Canadian golden ale.
Okay.
So I bought. There's 6 of them in there, and then I saw these. I had to get this. This is the Iron Maiden beer called the Trooper.
Jeez, it looks like, what's that clown off of Stephen King? What's
Oh, that's Pennywise.
Pennywise, yeah.
Yes, Dan Pennywise.
On. Yeah, you missed it. Here you go. You can't see that, Pete?
There it is. Oh my God.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
it's over Eric's shoulder. Look at it.
There's the next one.
Yeah, there we go.
But that.
Oh, flip down here.
But,
hey, at least this face makeup matches the telescope colors.
Oh,
yeah, you know, yeah.
That was not intentional, but but today is beginner's night.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's a beginner problem, but I'm having a serious issue.
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually saved the pictures, and I actually went to the normally I can figure things out. I'm not I'm not a complete moron. I'm stupid, but I'm not dumb. You know, it's like you take everything out of the equation you can. And being, Eric, this, being in IT just like me, you kind of you start basic.
Mhm.
Is it plugged in? Okay. Is the dust cap off? Okay. Do you have, is the USB plugged in? Nice. Are the wires good? Awesome. Test the wires. Do they work? Yes. And I did all that. Is a flat, and now we'll get into telescope stuff. Is the flattener spacing correct? Because that's part of it.
How's your back focus?
The back focus, the back spacing, all that stuff. Are your optics now? You're down like, are your optics clean?
But see, the thing is that you really haven't mentioned what the actual issue is.
Well, I'm just saying. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm just saying.
Okay, all right.
So you know what?
This is the lead-in.
I can't figure this out. I can't. I don't know what it is. I'm to the point of losing my mind here. I actually emailed Cha over at QHY because I think it's a camera issue because it happens on 2 different telescopes.
Same camera on both
Same
telescopes?
camera, same filter wheel, same filters.
Ah.
So
process of elimination.
So here we go. So I'm going to the store to get a 3rd telescope that doesn't need a flattener. I'm going to get the ASCAR 400 to see if it does it on that too. We haven't snowed tonight, so it doesn't matter. I couldn't,
Yeah.
I don't know how much snow, but I heard it was just a trace. But here you go. So here's one of the pictures. Now, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for everybody. Hold on. All right, so this is almost dead north. This is Polaris here. Okay.
Yeah.
And from a distance, I mean, don't worry about when I stretch this, there were clouds. That's not the problem that I'm worried about. So when I stretch this really crazy, right, there were some clouds. This is the infamous power line here, one of them. Okay. But even if I go outside the power lines.
Whoa.
Now, if this was a straight line, I would say this is flattener spacing. But it's different. They all go the same. I mean, I've tried. Look at it. It's like it spikes in the middle, and it looks like Jupiter, Saturn. And then so I said, you know what? Maybe it's the power lines. Maybe something's affected in the power lines. So I took another picture on the other side of the sky where there are no power lines.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And here's M45, same night, same flattener spacing, same everything. Okay. Well, centers are nice, right? Beautiful. And then there you go.
So is it just in the corners?
Let's see. No, not really. Elongated there. I never had this problem with the scope before, ever.
Do me a favor. Share it up on our side here, because I'm only seeing it on YouTube. It's not the best.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
So there's the centers.
Yeah.
And now you start getting.
You started getting it.
So Dan, quick question: is there a flattener in there?
There is.
There is a flattener in place then.
There
okay,
is.
because you got temperature. So in other words, what you've got is your center is nice, tack, and sharp, but as you're going from the center, you're getting the curvature, and the curvature is going off in those corners.
But here's the thing, Pete, and this is where I'm confused about. Normally, when you have curvature issues, the stars just look like they're streaking, right?
Well, no. The center will be nice, round, and tack.
Right, But as you
And
go
then
outside the center, the stars either go towards the center or go around the center.
no. What they'll do without a flattener, they'll go towards the corner. They'll have be egg shaped towards the corner because remember you got curvature. In other words, the center is nice and flat, but as you
Right.
go toward the edges, you got the curvature. So they'll have the egg shape pointing towards the corners.
This is with or without a flattener. You're doing this with or without a flattener?
No, this is with a flattener. But
okay.
All right, so let me just get this. With the Esprit, this is with the Esprit. 55 millimeters from the 11 millimeter ring that it has. So it's a total of 66 millimeters if you include the ring that they have on the back on the flattener, whatever. I have multiple images starting at 53 millimeters all the way up to like 59 millimeters, and it's all like that.
So it just started, right? So my question is this: have you tightened that flattener?
I took the whole image train apart yesterday. This is after.
Okay. This is after. Have you tried it without the filter wheel?
Not yet. Not yet. I was going to take one of the filters out to see what it looks like without the filter. But here's the thing. It happens on multiple scopes, the same exact thing.
Right. So that's why I'm kind of curious because it's part of your imaging. It's questioning, could it be something with that imaging train when you're moving it from one scope to the next? That's why, we're curious about maybe it could be a filter thing.
But I guess it's somewhere from the filter to the camera.
Do me a favor, Zan. Zoom in a little bit, please. Let me see those stars.
Center or?
Yeah, just in there. So we got nice and round. Hold on. Just keep zooming in. So we got nice and round. Yeah. Keep zooming in. I'm just curious. Keep going in. Yep. Okay. So you're cool there. No problem there. So it's just a matter. It's kind of funny because you got a radius from the center. So you got the center, meaning that you got nice and flat. But as soon as you go to the corners now, you're starting to get that curvature where the stars are egg-shaped pointing into the corners. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, they all see they look like they're elongated. They don't look like they're streaking like they should be with curvature. I know what curvature looks like. They kind of start and move.
Yeah. So they're egg-shaped, what they are.
They're egged. They're egged.
Yeah.
And that doesn't indicate to me, maybe I'm totally off base here. I don't know. But egg-shaped to me doesn't necessarily scream curvature to me.
No. Now, the other thing is hold on one second. If you're getting star trailing in RA, that's a tracking issue. If you're getting star trailing in your deck, that's a polar alignment issue. So you have to determine where is the trailing. Is it an RA or deck?
Well, according to PhD guiding, I'm dead on.
Now, a couple suggestions here.
I was guiding at 0.4 on that, or less.
You were saying it looks like spacing.
I know it looks like spacing. I've tried everything, man.
George says check the lens in the flattener. It could be loose.
I actually I didn't take apart. I removed the flattener from the back and I cleaned both sides and inspected the flattener as well. No shaking, no nothing, no maraca noises.
Okay. DB suggesting maybe trying to point, towards an artificial star. Using artificial star and point and try to see with that how it looks.
Well, I tell you what, run it through CCD Inspector. Let's see if you got a tilt issue.
I mean, I'll do it right now. I mean, I don't remember what this one came out to be, but
let's just take a look at CCD Inspector. Let's see if you got a tilt issue.
Let's see. Open. Where the hell was that image? Let's see. Where was it? Well,
she already said it could be fried chicken grease on smudge on the optics.
It could be. project.
Oh, I just think it's probably just a cheese smear from when he was eating those potatoes.
Could be there. Those potato chips, man. those ketchup flavored potato chips. You know, can't eat just one. You just have
Astro acquisition M45. So, too many hard drives.
Yeah. DB saying he really thinks it's incorrect spacing if you're using the same train between scopes.
But it's different flatteners too. I mean,
is it? Wait a minute. Whoa.
It's different. Two different refractors.
Two different refractors, so two different flatteners.
Everything else is the same except for the tube. Everything else is the same. Let's see. This is under. Wow.
That's why. Okay. So then that begs the question again: is there something up with the filters? Is there something loose within the EFW? DB's asking, but are you using the same spacing? That's a good point.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they're both 55. So all I do is just take it off and slap it on.
And how do we, and for all of our new users and new people, and how do we know it's 55 millimeters? Because we use things like this.
Yep. Oh,
a digital caliper. Or I hope you're using a digital caliper. Did you use your calipers?
I always use my calipers. I always use my calipers. Always. Let's see. I'm trying to find where I put this image. So, give me a second. It might be in my thumb drive. Hold on a second. Yes. Yeah, it is. Give me 1 second. Let me grab
the thumb drive. A slide rule, Mark. Yes. Digital calipers. These things aren't that expensive. You can get them from Amazon or Harbor Freight or wherever, or $30 for a really good one. 35 bucks. For
what do I have to unplug to do this now? Let's see. What is this? Oh no. Okay. I'll unplug that. Plug this back in. There you go. There we go. Astro. Yeah, it was in my thumb drive still.
Let's see.
M45, 1117.
Use a zip tie to measure the spacing. Al is asking, did this just start? Did you change anything before this?
That's a really good question, George. I mean, I don't. Oh, Al.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I just moved the image train from one scope to the other. That's all I did.
This is why I want to have more money, so I can have my scopes have their own imaging train and their own setups, so I never have to change anything ever.
I know. I usually don't, but I tried to do stuff with the astrophysics scope, and then I gave up on it because
did you leave a spacer behind?
No, I didn't. I measured this thing like 15 times, I swear. I can't find where I put these pictures. I know that they're here. M45.
You want a sky shed pot, I want a sky shed pot or a roll off. I'll take almost anything.
I'll look for it. I'll look for the image.
Except the tent. I don't want an observation tent. I'm not really into that.
No, I'm not into that. I can't believe. Let's see. I must have brought them in somewhere. It was on my. Oh, it's 11:13. I'm sorry. Okay, open. That's rest position. 11:13. There they are. No stars.
I'm not sure, bud. At some point, you know, now that I've got the pier, maybe, you know, I'll just go ahead and I'll buy a simple shed and simple, what was it? Those Suncast sheds that I've, you know, modify it. Get some 2x4s and or 2x6s and, you know, put it on a nice, you know, platform and then build up all that stuff and then find some rails. Just be done and, you know, do something really, you know, something like that. Just frame everything out on the interior, maybe put in some insulation, maybe, I don't know. And then just do something where I can, you know, roll that sucker. Get on Amazon and get maybe some of those gate rails or what have you. Yeah, there you go. I like that idea. Get some, yeah, definitely get some AR-15, get some garden gnomes, get, you know, rather have, you know, me being Navy, I'd rather have a SEAL platoon, but, you know, I can't be picky.
1845. 1845. Sorry, this is taking so long.
I'm going to build my own, but to watch your carpentry skills. It's all right. How are you?
Okay, so I got the first one coming up. This is the one for the one with Polaris. I'll show you in a second. I can't find the one with Frame 45, but this is the one for Polaris.
Ooh, an RTS. Set up a C-Wiz. Yeah, set up an R2-D2.
There you go. Here's the one with Polaris.
All right.
Now, it says I have a tilt of 27.
Yep.
And a curvature of 27.
Curvature of 27 as well.
Uh-huh.
So let's see now. That will tell you that if you look to the top right and the top left, you're going to get curvature in that direction. But what about the bottom right, bottom left? Are you getting curvature in that direction? Let's go back to your stars. Yeah, they look. Yeah, you're getting it there too.
Yep.
You're getting it there. Now go in there on that up. Yeah, zoom in a little bit there on that.
Sorry.
Yeah, and just slide on back over there. Yeah, there's. You're getting now. That almost looks kind of blocky, or like you've got some
blockish.
Yeah, some sort of block. They look like blocks.
Yep. So you're definitely undersampled there, Dan.
But I'm not. I'm not.
Something's going on.
It's the whole thing.
Oh wow! You got to play detective now, buddy.
I've been playing detective. I've been playing detective for a week.
Yeah. This is a head scratcher for me, man.
I don't know.
This is kind of like Eric's USB problem. Remember, Eric?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. What do we got? Any
maybe the astigmatism. Maybe it's astigmatism.
I'm like, if I don't get anything from Cha, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna send it in the Skywatcher and see if they see anything.
Yeah, but the question is you never had this issue before. So why all of a sudden now is the astigmatism occurring?
I don't know.
Well,
Just by
you know,
moving away.
what you got to do is you got to look at what are the variables that have changed, and you got to start to subtract those variables to get back to where you were. That's how you play the technique. Because once you start to change too many variables, then it becomes a CF. So you just got to kind of slowly figure out what have I changed, and everything was working perfect.
I don't think I've changed. That's the thing. I don't think I've changed anything. And so,
Yeah.
all I did was figure out the right spacing again and put the spacers on and go.
Yeah.
So my next thing is this is that the next test I'm gonna try is the QHY. So for those of you out there that are asking, I'm using a QHY 268 with a CFWL 3 filter wheel, 2-inch filters from Optolong all the way around. Yes, it does happen with luminance, red, and H alpha. So it does it with all 3 different types of filters and bands.
I would take out that. Yeah, I would pull out that filter wheel and just check that out, man. Just take the filter wheel away. Just hook that, hook it up. Don't even use a UV cut or luminance or nothing. Just go straight. Set it directly 55 millimeter without anything else.
Well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking, I didn't think about it the other way, and thank you, Dave. I was gonna put the 268 and filter wheel on the back of the Red Cat, right? To do that, but it was too much of a pain in the ass. I'd have to take apart the whole thing, the EAF. It was too much of because it's on a belt. It's a nightmare. It'd be too much of a mess. But what I can do is I could take my color 183, even though it'll probably be undersampled at that point. I think that I could just throw that onto the back and then no filter. It's a one-shot color. So we could see that.
That way. Take it. Yeah, take another. You've got a different camera. Just throw a different camera in.
I got crap tons of different cameras. That's
well, then take one of your other cameras and and a one shot or whatever, and just hook it right up. Nothing else.
Let's look at this logically. We know that there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the scope, right? So that eliminates the scope. I mean, let's face it, you can't go wrong in a scope if you've had no issues prior to it. So there's something that you have changed in the optical train.
I agree with you.
So that's what we need to focus on. So now we got to go to the process of elimination in that optical train. So what do you got in the optical train? You got the camera, you got the filter wheels, and you got the filters.
And the flattener. That's it.
And the flattener. So that's the 4 choices we got to work with.
I mean, you know what? I'm like second guessing myself at this point with this whole thing, and
it gets frustrating, don't it, man?
It really does, man. And you know what? And I promised myself. You guys remember at the beginning of the year, I was constantly changing my rig every freaking week. I was waiting for a part or something. I was changing, and I promised myself I'm not changing a thing, and I don't, and I still got problems. you know.
That's the key. Once you get the scope in an optical train, you leave it. You may get a second scope that you might say like a Red Cat, because once again, it's portable, it's small. You can interchange that. That'll be simple. But when you get like what you've got, Dan, like a 130, once you get that whole optical train on there,
oh, that's not changing ever.
Yeah, ever. You just leave it.
I'll buy like a 2600 or something for the Esprit and just be done with it. And do that. But Scott had a question I saw popped up. For the EAF, is the temperature sensor and hand controller worth the extra cash when I'm using the ASI Air?
Personally, the hand controller is, to do manual, because if you're using ASI Air, that it's not as precise, right? You can really, stop, move, adjust everything with the hand controller and get it a little more fine tuned. Whereas when you're using the ASI Air on your phone and everything, it could, you could have a little bit of play if you're pressing and you want to try to get it to stop one
backlash.
point. Yes, thank you. You're getting backlash. So having the hand controller does help, especially if you're troubleshooting and everything. The scope, the temperature sensor, probably. I mean, I have it, but I don't use it anymore. I just set up everything for myself that I'm running, an autofocus every hour. I just run up autofocus every hour. So no matter if there's, deviations in temperature or not, I just, I go by time instead of temperature now. But
Okay.
I would recommend at least getting the hand controller, just, for the other reason that I mentioned.
Well, I might add something in here, and it really has just about focusing. It doesn't matter EAF, ASIA, it doesn't really matter. So if you're doing one-shot color, I would say yes, get the temperature sensor, because you may, depending on where you live. I mean, Niagara Falls, I know that's where Scott lives. It says Scott at Niagara, and I've met Scott. I know where he lives. Depending on the temperature swings there, you may or may not want to focus more than every hour, every half hour, every drop of 2 degrees, whatever it is. Now, with me, and I do mostly mono, I don't know, unless if I'm just doing one filter that night.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to say, why do you do this? Why don't you use offsets? I don't use offsets. I don't trust them. I think things change with temperature. And I think things happen. So I focus at the change of every filter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So unless if I'm doing one filter that night, I would use the temperature sensor and focus on temperature. Because in New York, you go from, in the summertime, you go from 90 to 60, and it does that type of swing. I don't know what it's like in Chicago, but I don't know if it's that drastic.
We get some fairly not much, at least where I'm at, but I know in Chicago, especially off of that lake, if you're imaging or doing anything, if you're near the lake, Lake Michigan or anything like that, yeah, you could get some fluctuations.
Yeah, okay, but if you're using one shot color, yeah, Dave, you're right. If you're doing carbon fiber, there is a differential there as well in your tube. Um, But when you're doing one shot color, I would do it more on, if you got it down to a time, get it down to a time. If you want to be more specific as for, degree or 2 degrees and do a focus on that, you could do that as well. I don't have a temperature sensor on any of my focusers. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I don't. I just focus at the change of every filter or right after a dither. So with Nina, what you could do is say dither every 9 frames, and then on every 10th frame, I would focus. That's just something that I do, not necessarily good or bad. That's just something that I do. So if I dither every 3 or 4 frames, maybe I do 3 cycles and focus every 12 frames. Now, that every 12 frames is dependent on your exposure time. So that number may be fluid. If I'm taking 5-minute exposures, I may not want to focus every 12 times 5, 12 times, an hour. I may not want to do that. So maybe I'll do it if I'm doing 5-minute exposures, I'll do every 6 frames, or whatever the case may be. It really depends on what your routine and your workflow is when you're acquiring your images. Free shipping is offered.
Cool, Pete. Thanks for hopping in on that for direct question. I thought it was based off of maybe dollar amount, but that's good to know.
Everybody thinks that it's the distributors who make this policy. Case in point, like Celestron, they say shipping. So we honor that. But third party and other distributor or other manufacturers, they don't offer that. So unfortunately, we can offer it. So it's always up to the manufacturers.
Gotcha.
We should do a talk about optimizing your imaging time. Whenever you want to come on, Dave, you're more than welcome to hop in. But I just want to say one thank you to all of the members out there that were on the show Wednesday night. We raised, and I'll do the grand total in a second, but we raised last night because some money also trickled in after the show was over. And as a membership, we raised about $500. I'm sorry, we raised $400 and $420. And AstroWorld, some of the Patreon contributions, we bumped that up to 5. So really nice. And now the grand total, when you add in the eyepieces, you talk about $2,300 retail that we raised as a community to help LAS recoup any losses that they have.
Awesome.
So really awesome. Thank you to everybody who joined in. If you want to donate, still you could go to the GoFundMe and look up Observatory Burglary. It'll come up. It's the LAS, and you could go right to their GoFundMe page and donate whatever you wish to them. So thank you to all the members. Thank you so much. If you want, you could also donate by hitting the dollar button on the bottom. We were keeping track of it all night, and we'll send it to. Just put LAS in there, and we'll send them the check. We'll send them the check before Christmas. So nice job to everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Really, really cool. So who's got questions out there? I mean, I have enough about my problems. Who else got problems out there? I got too many problems. Dave will tell you. I got too many problems. No question. Awesome. So, all right. So the whole. I mean, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take like a 2600 and throw it on the back of there and see what I get with the one-shot color first, and then we could just eliminate the telescope first, and then I could work my way back. Actually, I could eliminate the telescope and the flattener at that point. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it with you guys, QHY has the filter wheel has 2. And now I've had this problem before with QHY, and for those of you guys out here, yes, I saw the new Poseidon camera. It looks sick, Ernie. It looks crazy. You got to see this thing. It's out of control. From player one, we actually gave away 2 of their cameras. Looks kind of crazy, but QHY on the back of their cameras has a 4-pin jack for the filter wheel, right? And it goes into a it's like a Cat 5 end. It's like a RJ45 end, and it goes into the back of the filter wheel. Now, I've had problems before with the QHY 1600, 16.2, that when I used anything in back of the camera, it really screwed up the image due to USB traffic. Now, the 4-pin connector in the back, 2 of the pins are for data, 2 of the pins are for power. Okay? So they also have an option with the CFW 3L and I think M and XL too. Um, they have a ASCOM driver that you just go USB and you don't have to go through the camera. I'm going to try that as well, just going ASCOM USB into the filter wheel and bypass the 4-pin, take that wire out of there and see what happens there too.
Give it a shot, man. At this point, hey, anything may help.
Yep. I mean, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. So when I had the 16200, if I use the onboard USB ports on there, there was mad USB traffic and had massive issues. They were almost unusable back there, and it just created horizontal lines and vertical lines, and it was just a big mess. What's a USB? What? Just USB. USB. There you go. Another USB. Cat 5e, yeah, that'd be great to do everything. I'd like to see Cat 6 all over the place, but I mean, that'd be great. You know, I'm not a big fan of Wi-Fiing everything. I
Same
think
here.
I think that creates bigger problems when you add more accessories. All of a sudden, you know,
Yes.
things start fighting for
Yes.
control.
Yep.
And
that's why I'd rather hardwire as much as I can.
Yep,
versus
I agree.
wireless.
Oh,
Okay. Hey, Ross.
we got a new member here. Looks like.
I live in Wisconsin. All right. Sorry. You know, I hope you're not a Packers fan, so don't. You know. But anyway, how do you feel about storing your mount using temperatures? Don't worry. I worry about plastic parts and grease and what freezing temperatures can do.
Wisconsin.
Well, that's a very good question. Personally, I live in northern Illinois, so I'm not very far from the
Wisconsin latitude.
Wisconsin state line. I use a Telegizmo 360 cover for my telescopes and my mount. And then I will just simply wrap the bottom. I have a pier, so I'll just wrap the bottom of that Telegizmos to the bottom of the pier, and to try to make it a little bit tight. And I keep my stuff out there, it almost in all weather conditions.
And if you want to see intense cold weather, go check out Astro North. That's CJ Conley, and he lives in upstate New York. And let me tell you, he keeps his scope outside. Well, he used to. Now he's got a sky shed, but he used to keep his scope outside 24/7, 365 in feet of snow in Plattsburgh, upstate New York, which is not that far away from Buffalo, which just now is getting 4 feet or more of snow. So it gets cold up there too. Now the wind chill and stuff like that, hopefully the Telegizmos will kind of get that. And actually Telegizmos also sell what's called a tripod skirt. Where it wraps around the tripod legs, because sometimes when you get those covers, they're a little ill-formed. They go, if you're a fractor, it goes up and back, and if you got a Dob, it's just like a straight tube, and it comes out the end.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but with the Telegizmos 360 skirt, it literally wraps around and flattens out at the bottom. So all around your scope also gets controlled, and none of the dew or anything gets up into your mechanics because it's wrapped around at the collar of the tripod. So it stops right there and all of it stays down. So it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, no problem. What telescope and mount are you using, Ross? Just out of curiosity, what rig do you have? I'd like to know.
Yeah, share
that type of stuff. Yeah, for sure. What are you
Dan's
working with?
plate. So I'm working with a gentleman that's going to be putting a Rainbow Astro RST 300 on top of a PureTech 2 Pier. Yeah.
Okay.
So that should be
that's the one in telescope. That's the one that's telescopic, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it extends up and down. It does really
extends.
well. Yep. And he needs that because he's in an Astra Haven dome, the clamshell. And so he needs it to kind of go up a little bit. But I'm trying to figure out if this Dan's Pier plates, I believe it's gonna work. I'm waiting for final confirmation on that, whether his plate will work to mate. Because how he does it is he makes his base plate, right? That fits onto your pier into countersunk holes in the pier. And then there's 3 extension tubes, round tubes that are risers that fit to his plate, that fits to, at least for the mounts that have the center bolt where you got to kind of fit your hand in there, to do that. So he's using a EQ35 with a William Optics 73.
73. Okay.
It's, hey, you know what? I've
nice,
used the
nice
EQM35 for a couple of years. That's I wish I never got rid of it. That's a really great little mount. The only thing that drove me a little nuts about it was that it had those extra wires where there was a wire for the RA and a wire for the deck, and then another panel that you had to screw them all into that ran everything. And that panel, that like control module that it has, I've had a couple of them over time, not a lot, but a couple of them burn out and fry themselves. Never happened to me, but I have other problems. North of 40. Who's this?
I've had my EHQ5 mount outside for the last 3 years with a 365 cover. Okay, perfect. But he also adds on, some plastic bags and a moisture grabber.
Perfect.
So heavy on the mount. Is that the for humidity? For damp? Yeah.
Yeah, you can get them from Damp Rid or Rid X, I think it's called.
Yep. I forgot to do this.
Damp Rid or Rid X, yeah, that could definitely help with the humidity. That'll definitely work. Thanks, North of 40. I'm north of 42. I'm 40.7. Yeah. So is that the Damp Rid? The hanger?
This is the Everdry.
Everdry, same thing.
Yep, Everdry, same thing. Yep. So
there you go.
I need to plug it in.
Hey guys, gotta go. Good night, Charity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sutherland Skies, what's going on, buddy? Looking to buy narrowband filters, but I don't know which ones would be best for me. 3, 4, 5, 7. Is it equipment, sky conditions that determine the nanometer range? Absolutely. Tell us what you have. Yes. Tell us what you have. Tell us where you live.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us an idea of what your border sky levels are. And that's correct to your point. The higher your border level is, the lower your bandpass not necessarily is going to be. So
the lower the numerical value, the better the color contrast is. Yep. Consequently, the more expensive that particular filter will be as compared to 5 or 7 or 8 nanometer.
And if you want to win, shameless plug. I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait, no, we have 2.
Wait. There's more.
There's more.
There's more.
Oh wait, and there's more. There's more.
What? There's more?
There's more. There's lots more. If you want to win, you need to go to astroweb.com/astropalooza, sign up for the giveaway, and you can win a 3-nanometer Optolong SHO set from my friends over at Optolong. And you too can have it. You know,
And if you do win, we'll even add something special. We'll throw in a wrench for you, a strap wrench.
Let's throw in a filter wrench.
I'll throw in a 2-millimeter Stellaview ring right here. There you go.
Quick, hit the off the rails button, Dan.
Yeah, so Southern, and if you can, share that your info there as far as your if you have your sky condition or your location. All right, you live in a Bortle 1 sky.
What?
Oh,
You have
gracious me. Definitely go with the 3-nanometer.
With a Bortle 1?
Yeah, are you kidding me? He's dark skies.
These dark skies.
He'll get great color contrast with dark skies. He'll be able to push that exposure up to 10, 15 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a Bortle 9, I would say, you could go to 3, but if you just kind of went, it depends upon what your budget is too, right?
Oh, well, man, I'll tell you, Bortle 9, I went to 3 nanometers. I will not look back.
Absolutely.
I will not look back.
That's the best investment if you've got Bortle 9, 6 to 9 skies.
Telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've got Bortle 5 and I use 3-nanometer.
Yep.
Those Antlia Pros are 3-nanometer, and they serve me pretty darn well right now.
Yep.
Don't look back, Annie. Don't look back.
If you can afford it, definitely the 3 nanometers is the way to go. It just depends on what your budget is.
Yeah.
So you want to see something cool? I'm going to share my screen real quick. And shameless plug here. So shameless. Oh, Scott's here. Scott didn't even tell me he was here. Right. I just looked to the left and I see his picture. Hold on, let me set him up. I'm sorry, dude.
All right.
Let's see what the shirt he's wearing tonight.
It looks like it's okay. Hold on. There you go. There he is. You know who you look like? You ever see that guy with the dolls? The guy with the marionettes?
Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham, the angry old man with the glass.
Walter.
It looks like remember 20 years ago that commercial with Claire Peller? Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Scott, where's the shirt tonight? Oh, come on, Scott. You've disappointed the
I just got back from my my son's orientation for his school next year, so that's why I was late.
Okay.
You're allowed. So here you go.
Yeah. I'm definitely jealous there, Dennis. I agree.
Walter.
There you go. There it is. There's Walter.
Walter, I've heard that women age like a fine wine.
Yeah, my wife's aging like milk.
Sour and nasty. Oh God, that's funny. But all right, so real
quick. But Sutherland, yeah, definitely. Antlia, personally, I have Antlia Pros. They're 3-nanometer, and they work well for me. I'm in a Bortle 5, and I haven't really. I guess I've been kind of lucky right now. I haven't had much of a halo issue with
the 3s.
Yeah, so far with the 03s, I haven't had an issue with any haloing or anything right now. But
yeah, the Antlias
are good.
The Leas have definitely made a lot of improvements since their first run of those filters. The first run wasn't that great. There was some halos in the 03, but they fixed that. They came out with the pros. They came out with the version 3s, I think now, and they've been great. The Optolongs, I've been using them for a year, and if I could get stars that don't look like Saturn, then it would be good. I've not had any halos, halos,
Hellos.
hello, halos in the S2 or 03 channel. So anything like that in the 3 nanometer level is problem. Do your due diligence. Take a look if you're looking at other filters other than what we're telling you, the Optolongs and the Antlias. But those are the two that we use here on the show. And definitely would love to have Antlia as a sponsor as well. But right now we just have Optolong. So buy Optolong.
So yeah, hey, whatever. Hey, sponsors. You have to be. Hey, we appreciate our sponsors. So yeah, look it up the one definitely. But
Stella and Jessica, thank you so much. I just got to throw out a shout out to them because they're awesome.
But here, really quick, I'll just share my AstroBin page, Blaze71. But
hold it, Eric. Before you do that, though, remember the images are going to be posted next week. They'll be able to see some of your images.
Oh, so if it's an image you're gonna put in the bucket, don't show it.
So
I'm not going to show if it's not an image I'm going to put in because it's already out there. And if people go to my AstroBin page, they've probably already seen it. So,
but that's okay. That's something you can't stop. But if you're going to show this picture on the screen, don't put it on next week.
No, I won't.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah. So let me just share here. So here we go. This is the wizard. And if I can just bring this in here. And let me turn off the solution. And you can zoom in here.
Dude. Get rid of the purple stars, man. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I got the magenta. But that's not,
No, it looks really good. There's no halos there at all.
Yeah. And then let me see. And
yeah.
Yep. No haloing.
Can you go back to your main page, Eric?
Yeah. Yeah.
How old is that picture, man?
Oh, this one? Yeah, I know, right? Update, right? Yeah. Whatever.
Love you, man. Love you.
I think that was probably 3 weeks after he got out of the Navy.
Thank you. Wow. Y'all are mean.
You know what, Dan? With what Ed just did there, we might want to show one image of ours and post it as a lead into what the viewer membership is going to be expecting next week. So we can just kind of like do a little teaser and just say, okay, let them kind of guess which one of us took the photograph. So arbitrarily just pick any one photo and just throw it up there. Let's just kind of see.
All right, I'll grab one of mine.
Okay, here. Dan, you want me to throw something, or are we just going to wait till next week?
Don't throw a picture that you're going to throw out next week.
Yep. And the question
I'm going to hold off on that then. I'm going to hold off then.
Okay.
So the question is how many images are we supposed to submit? 2, 3, 4?
Maximum of 3.
3. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
I'll show you one picture. Give me a second. Let me find it. I know I have it here somewhere.
So this is just a teaser for the viewer membership to kind of take a look at.
Yeah, filters are. So you got to make sure you do your research.
All right, so I got a picture for you. You ready? Here you go.
Oh my God, it's Albert Einstein.
Oh wow!
Man, you've been dyeing your hair, man. Look at it. You've been dyeing your hair.
That's the Pennywise Nebula, isn't it?
That's exactly
man.
what that
That's
is.
Before. That's before the makeup.
Actually, I you know what?
It's a terrifier. It's a terrifier. Look at it.
I really put that up there because I wanted to show you the Heart Nebula in the background, but you know that's
You were just pulling your hair out trying to get that image, huh?
that was literally that's
it
how
was
my
best
hair
you.
looks like when I wake up in the morning.
Oh my God, your poor wife. She's
Yep.
got
She is a saint, I gotta say. So
You know when you go by the mirror and you catch your reflection in the mirror and you scare the living hell out of yourself. I could see that happening with that picture.
Oh,
pretty rough.
God.
Pretty rough.
Dan doesn't need a Halloween costume.
That's why your dog's so
He's only got a face a mother could love.
Oh my God! That's why your dog.
Damn, was
Oh,
testing
Eric,
the views.
Eric, and he had the balls to go ahead and tease you.
Tease me? Oh, really? My God!
That's the real me. That's me.
You know what? Here, this is how I look when I wake up. Just take the glasses off. That's it. I still look good.
That's awesome.
Oh God, I love this show.
Amazing.
I'm sorry. Definitely deserved there.
I tell you, man, if I had a mic, I'd be dropping it now.
So,
oh man.
So let's just do another shameless plug for Astropalooza real quick. So
yes.
Everybody, if you don't know what Astropalooza is by now, you haven't been watching. We got 22 days to Astropalooza, and it's going to be an all-day affair starting at December 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we got a plethora of guests from Adam Block to Sean Nielsen to Amy Astro, Molly Wakeling, Christian Sass. We got Ernie Jacobs, who's in the chat. He's going to be doing something. We got Josh Kovac, who is sitting in there somewhere. It's going to be awesome. I'm missing people. All the Masters of Pixinsight. I know I'm missing people. Nico Carver. I mean, it's going to be crazy. And the Astropalooza merch shop is up. It's up. So I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the reveal. Okay. So I'll share it to you right here. And we'll go into welcome to AstroWorld. Here is the AstroWorld page. You just go to astroweb.com right there. And then scheduling announcement. Astropalooza is coming. Visit the site. You can visit the site. Are you serious?
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Take a look at that.
Okay.
What happened?
I don't know. Something happened. But so Astropalooza, here's the Astropalooza site. And it gives you all of the pictures except for Ernie. Ernie, if you're still out there, you still haven't given me a picture, I don't think. So send me a picture. Everybody else has sent me a picture. I couldn't put all three of the Masters of Pixinsight in there, so I just have their logo. Sean Nielsen, Dr. Sass, Molly Wakeling. You have a little video on what is AstroWorld. And here's where you schedule yourself for the. We only have 19 entries for the door prizes. So we're giving away a copy of The Visible Universe by Charles Bracken and Dr. Whitby, a 2-inch LRGB filter set by Abdalong, a 2-inch SHO 3nm set by Optolong, the ultimate large AstroWorld duffel bag or gym bag. It's going to be there. And we just got yesterday, Masters of Pixinsight came through again. And they're giving us, I'm gonna screw this up, 10 more classes to give away, the AstroWorld workshops, 2 more yearly subscriptions to the Masters of Pixinsight, and 50% off coupons to any workshop that's out there.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
I don't know
freaking
how we're going to
awesome.
give all this stuff away in the 8 hours that we have, but now we got to do it a little bit at a time. So, but this is how you sign in. You have to go in here and you got to sign in, put in your email, just like you do for anybody else, for all the other ones. But that's really important to do. It's different than any of the other giveaways. So if you go into the AstroWorld store, I hope to God this works. I'm going to be pissed off if it doesn't work. And you go and you go here to the AstroWorld Presents, you can go to the merch here. And good, it works. So this is where you get the merch. Astropalooza glasses, stickers, backpacks. And here's the shirt. This is the most important part, the shirt. You buy this shirt, and any of the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds, are going to go to a registered astronomy group that's registered with us. How do you register with us? You got to email me. Email me at dan@astroworldweb.com or throw it in the chat right now, and I can register you and put you on the wheel. Anybody who registered previously for other giveaways will be on the wheel already, so you don't have to re-register for that. But anybody else who's not on it, send me your club. All the proceeds go to a registered club, 100%. So that's about like $8 per shirt we sell will go towards an astronomy club. So go there, go to the AstroWorld store, go to Astropalooza, and there you go. You can get your shirt right away. Right there. Hats. Where's Pete? Pete, wine tumbler. There you go. That's for you.
All right.
Candles, mats, whatever you want. So that's the shameless plug.
There you go.
I like that.
It's not a shame.
Yep.
Hey, it's not a shameless plug. We need everybody to know about Astropalooza. This is big. You guys don't understand how big this is. I mean, you got Adam Block, you got Charles Bracken, you got Dr. Seth, you got all 3 of the Masters of Pixinsight. You know, you got you got Amy Little. You got Molly from TAIC. This is big. This is crazy. I can't name all of these people.
I'm ready to jump off a bridge. I'm ready to jump off a bridge with this.
This is crazy, man.
John, if you want to be registered with it, you just put the name of your astrophotography group. It doesn't go to individual members. This is to help a club. So
the question is we got 27 members watching, but we've only got 15 likes.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Come
That's
on.
not good.
Come on, Drew.
We just lost.
Drew.
How did we lose one?
You guys hear me?
This is like the Jerry Lewis telethon here. Come on now. This is the PBS. Let's go.
Please.
Come on. There we go. 19. Come on.
When you log in, you have to hit the thumb. You got to hit the thumb.
Share. If you like what we're doing, hit subscribe too. You know, all of that.
ASI Pro
any
tutorial.
recommendations for best ASI Air Pro tutorial?
Wow,
TJ probably has some pretty good ones.
TJ's got some good ones,
Astro North.
And what's his name? I mean, shoot.
I really should be doing more. I've done a couple, but I should do more of, this is what I do. these are mine.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Peter Zelenka.
Yeah, Pete Zelenka. But yeah, I mean, these are what I use. I mean, shoot, I still have it one behind there. I've got it on the Rasa. You know, got one outside. This is this is mine.
Yeah,
the ASIRs are all I use.
Yep, I do both ASIR and Eagle. I use my ASIR for my little kinda. I don't use them for the big ones. I don't know why, but I just like the different. The focusers that I have on my bigger scopes. What do you say? I didn't see that.
No, you say I'm subscribed to the channel for a long time ago. I always click even before you start the show, and we appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, the mini, you know, for your really portable rigs, those are really, you know, really good, especially because they're not really built for planetary, but, you know, for deep sky, go for it. Take, you know, sucker, you know, taking them out for your portable rig for deep sky. That's all you need. They're really, really good.
Plus, the boards are a lot easier to get right now. So.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. They are. So those are much easier to get. Yeah.
So, yeah. So you know, the ASIR is completely awesome.
And it is getting, you know, the more that they start really, I have to say this about ZWO. They, for the most part, they really listen to their customers. They listen to their community, and they go out and they say, all right, what can we do now? I mean, the update, the 2.0 update, awesome. You know, you've got the Sky Atlas, you've got the community within there, so you can share your photos right there from the ASIR. You know, all of the things that they have done, you know, over the past year with the live stacking, with planetary and video, mosaic and framing now. I mean, they've done so much. It's you know, over these past 3 years. The original ASIR, I think, came out maybe 3 years ago, and I still have one, and I think I still have that one lying around. I just haven't updated it. So they have done a lot over these past few years. I mean, so
the white
really
one,
steady
right?
improvement.
Yeah, the white box. Yep.
Yeah, the white one. Yeah, the white one. And from what I've been looking at on the on Facebook on the ASI camera channel from ZWO, now they're polling about rotators.
Yep, I heard about that.
So they are now looking into, you know, electronic rotators to most likely and start incorporating with the ASIR. So they're doing a lot for this ecosystem. You know, it's all within their own setup, but they're making some headway. They're making a splash for sure.
I mean, they've always been, you know, and that's how, you know, and I hate to say it, that's how they get you.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi does stink. I'm not going to kid you on that.
Well, that's a response to people throwing 100-foot Cat 5 cables outside, you know. So
I got it right here.
I hear you. I hear you. You know, the Wi-Fi is right there. The Wi-Fi is horrible. Even with the antenna, the Wi-Fi is not very good. The autofocuser, you know, if you're using Nina, so you're not stuck with the EAF. I love Moonlight. I love the Asato. I love Optec. So I mean, all three of them are you can't go wrong with any of them. It really depends on what scope you have.
No, it depends upon what's your budget.
Nah, buy ones, cry ones. Forget about the budget. We don't.
I agree. Believe me, you know me. I mean, that's my motto. It's always been my motto. But once again, you know, if you've only got X amount of dollars to work with, you got to work within that budget. Unless down the road you truly say, okay, now I want to upgrade. But believe me, you know, initially you got to work within what your budget is. Let's be brutally honest. Yeah. Consequently, that's why the ZWO comes in, because once again, they're catering to the masses. And like,
yes,
Right.
and the cost
Feather
$300.
You can't go wrong on those. Those are American made. I mean, let's face it, American made's got that good build quality, but you're going to pay a lot more money than you would for ZWO. So once again, if you're getting into this hobby, you will be limited by what your budget is. Once you have disposable income, then it's buy once, cry once.
Yeah. And right now, I got 5 kids to feed. I don't got that kind of money.
All right, Benny. Benny's the
I got
name.
5 kids to feed. But no, but see, and that's and when you're talking about people who are like myself, just us dads with young families and kids, and we have our priorities towards that and everything, and we're not retired yet, so we don't have that disposable income, or nobody's giving me the winning lottery tickets numbers yet or anything like that.
Yo, you want to hear something messed up, Eric?
Somebody
I know won 5th place in the lotto last week. 50,000.
Wow!
Out of that $2 billion,
50,000. Yeah.
Out of the big Powerball, the $2 billion.
I'm surprised.
5th place, five numbers.
Okay.
Wow, I'm surprised it's that kind of that low for that much.
Yep. Well, the
$2 billion is kind of low.
Yeah, the jackpot stays at something. I don't know why it was only. It was after taxes 43,000.
Yeah. Okay, but still, hey, it's but you can hey, if you want to buy a Tesla, you can.
No, I just want to get out of debt. I don't want to buy a Tesla.
There you go. Yeah, definitely. You want to get give me that money. Then I can finally get some stuff done.
Even if I won that 43,000, I'm still paying college debt.
That is so true, DB. You get a chance to play with stuff. Absolutely, that is so true.
If you can play with the stuff that you can't afford, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Geez.
Oh man, because I tell you honestly, when I am ready, I have already spoken, on to about this with Pete. I am seriously looking at a plane wave. I'm really, really interested in looking at a CDK because though I've seen the images that can be cranked out with that, and again, it's made. Shoot, I can drive up to Michigan and just pick it up myself.
Yep.
from Illinois. I mean that is a nice setup, but you will pay for it. You will have to pay for it, but it is worth it.
You want to say it'll be your ultimate setup. I mean, you'll never want to get another setup in. You might get a small refractor to ride piggyback on it, but other than that, you'll have the ultimate setup, no question.
You want to see what I played with on Thursday?
What's up? What did you get to play with?
There you go.
Wow.
Look at that carbon fiber.
That thing is sick. That's a Mead 20-inch.
That's a big.
What's the mount there, Dan? Is that
No, it's the
is
Mead.
Is that a Mead?
That's the Mead.
Mount?
Yep, the 600.
Oh man.
RCX. It's got digital collimation, electronic collimation.
Yeah, it's a shame what happened to Mead in that court case.
Yep. Well,
I mean, it's hard to imagine them and Celestron were really the two big elephants in the room, and then Ioptron kind of taking them over.
Optron.
Orion, didn't they buy it?
Orion.
Yep, Orion.
Yeah, right. But that's crazy. That's
what court case?
Oh, they had that whole thing with Sonny Lee. What was it? What was it? Yeah, I forgot the name of the company. I'm screwing the name of the company up, but there was a Chinese company involved, and bankruptcy charges and a whole bunch of stuff going on, and that's why Mead went kaput. and
Yep.
Orion kind of just swooped in and picked up the bones, and just
got the
recently,
name and everything.
yeah, well, just recently they finally have made enough inventory to start promoting the Mead line again, just within the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so now they're starting to. You still can't get parts for anything if you have any older scopes. Not yet. Some of the rare parts you can't get, but they're getting better with it. So we'll see. Yeah, QC still
Yeah.
isn't there.
Yep.
I mean, Mead, like Pete said, Mead and Celestron were I mean, they were the Schmidt Cassegrain gurus back in, the 80s and 90s,
80s.
where that's the only two scopes you really bought was either a Mead or a Celestron. That's really what you bought. You either had what was it, 2000, the Ultima 8 2000 that came out, or even before then, when Celestron came out with the buyer's gear, original orange tube, all that kind of stuff that came out. And those were the only two that people kind of had to go to buy telescopes. And then unfortunately, to me personally, and people it's a Coke and Pepsi thing. And Mead kind of all of a sudden their quality just started going down, and Celestron started going up.
Yep.
And my first scope was a Mead refractor, and then I bought my second scope was a Mead LX200 GPS, the first generation of them. And this is before smart mounts, SMT. This was before all that, and UHTC coatings just came out, so it was just like it was a big thing that you got ultra high transmission coatings on the lens, where you got better light transmission. And finally Mead started coming out with things that just were just like not very good, and to me, it put a really sour taste in my mouth. Whenever I get kind of screwed by a company, no matter what it is, whether it be a diner or a telescope company, I will not go back to that diner or telescope company because I kind of like got a bad taste in my mouth from it. And I think that's normal for many people out there.
Well, you know what it was, Dan, is like with Mead, once they started, I mean, when they were being built in Costa Mesa as
Yep.
well as Celestron in Costa Mesa,
Yep.
if you can get yourself on a 1980s to a 1990, and regardless of what it looks like on the outside, cosmetically, the tube might be chipped or whatever, as long as the optics are good,
Yep.
you've got yourself a great scope. Because remember, those were the orange scopes and then the black scopes. The black scopes were the HDs. Those optics were just phenomenal. But once Mead started making those scopes in Mexicali and in Tijuana, all of a sudden you'd get the scopes and there'd be a couple of screws that would be missing, or the screw wasn't torqued down. There'd be a little bit of rattling, and it was just the build quality. And that's the key, is the build quality just wasn't there. And I really think that was the downfall of Mead. No question about it. But as I said, it's a shame because they were, once again, them and Celestron were, and still is, like Celestron now is still the white elephant. I mean,
Yep.
they're the big elephant in the room. I mean, no question about it. But Mead was right up there, head and head with Celestron at the time.
Yeah, well, Mead has also been a little bit more of an innovation kind of,
Yeah. Yep.
they've delved into, I remember what, 25 years ago when they came in, it's the all-in-one auto guider with the big orange screen in the back. And
Yep.
I remember that it didn't work for crap, but I mean, it was, they tried things, and then they went into the LPI stuff and the Skyris and moving on and on and on, all the way up to the new Rasa line. I mean, it just kept on going, and it's really, really nice. Yeah, well,
And,
the
and as you
Mead,
said, one thing about being in this hobby is all the strengths and the weaknesses of all the OEMs.
Mm.
Case in point, and I'm not picking on Celestron. Celestron makes a phenomenal scope, but when they have these packages where you get the mounts with the scopes, the one thing that I don't like about those mounts is you got plastic, plastic, metal, 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 plastic, 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 metal,
Yep.
metal. Just make the freaking thing out of billet aluminum, for crying out loud. Why do you got to put cheap plastic in there? And even then, the CGX or the CGXL, it weighs a friggin' ton for what you need to do. It's not really a port. I mean, it is a portable setup, but man, it's a beast.
Supposed to be, yes. It's supposed to be a portable setup, and my God, you end up with hernias and bad backs. That's probably why I got such bad issues right now.
I get bursitis in my elbow.
No, my goodness.
So that's why I say is that, believe me, they make great scopes. No question about the scopes. I always say is that unless you really truly want to get their package, think about maybe getting a mount that's, once again, completely made out of 6061 T6 billet aluminum, because you can't go wrong on it, especially, it's just the way it should be. And there's just something about those. But as I said, these are the little nuances that us being in the hobby, we truly know the strengths and weaknesses of all these different OEMs.
Yeah, that's very true. And so Josh came out with what's the worst usable Meade scope?
Worst usable.
I got one in my mind.
Anybody? I don't know, because I'm not a Meade person. So
well,
I'll leave it up to you.
Pete, you know Meade. I know Meade.
I know you, and I know you and I are going to say the same thing, Dan. So
I'll write down. And I don't think we're going to say the same thing, but because it's not a bad telescope, but it's the worst to me. Usable. That's the key word. Usable scope.
Usable. Yeah.
And I'll put it in my notes right now. New note. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Gosh darn it! Spell check. I wrote it. I wrote it down, Pete. What's the worst usable Meade scope?
Well, as I said, they're great for SCTs. I'm not saying that they really kind of got into the refractor market. I mean, I'm not a real proponent to say that Meade makes a great refractor. So they've got like a couple of 80 millimeter refractors. And I'm going to say that those aren't truly the best refractors that I want to put my money into. And I'll just leave it at that.
So you're beating around the bush, Pete. What's the worst usable Meade telescope?
Well, I'm going to say from what I have seen, I'm going to say that the refractors are the worst that I have ever been used. Okay. I'm just going to say they're not really noted for refractors. They're SCTs, just like Celestron. They're noted for SCTs. So I'm not going to say that just the refractor line isn't one of their big sellers. Never was one of their big sellers. Never will be, and never was. So I'm going to just say the refractor line. Okay,
so the refractor line, to me, you're right. I would not use any of them, so I wouldn't consider them usable. So they're not usable unless you get the triplets, the white tube. They're okay.
Yeah,
they're all right. The 4000 series, they're okay.
I mean, anybody that I mean, I can remember back when I was at OPT, I'd get a couple of calls and saying, "Hey, I want to get a Meade refractor." I'm going to say, "Can I tell you something? You don't really want to get a Meade refractor. That's not their focus. That's not their specialty. Believe me, you want to look, if you're set on a refractor, you want to consider a different manufacturer, but you don't really want to get a Meade refractor."
All right, so here's what I wrote down. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it.
No, I can't see it.
I wrote the ETX 90.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The ETX 90, to me, is the worst user. And part of the worst about it is the alignment procedure. It just drives me nuts. You literally have to turn the mount all the way. I think it's counterclockwise until the arm hits the dead stop, and then turn the arm back so it's over the power box, and then and turn it on, and then hopefully you have it on those 3 legs. This is the worst thing about it. The 3 tabletop legs that stick up in the bottom, and you lay it. God forbid you're putting it on a wobbly table. That thing is falling over, a bye-bye ETX 90. Those things gone. But and that's why a lot of people took a lot of those ETX 90s. They like ripped the forks off those things and started using them as finder scopes.
Or do you remember when Celestron came up with their 152 black refractor? Remember that big piece?
Dude,
oh my God! I looked at that thing and I thought, you gotta be kidding me.
I have one. I have one in the store.
God, see, the key is like, do you remember when you used to go buy cars, right? You'd open up the door and you'd close the door and you'd hear what that sound was like. With refractors, you go to the tube body and you get your fingernail and you clip it like this, and you can hear that sound.
The clink.
The clink, clink. Listen to the difference between a Meade aluminum tube compared to like a Telview or an AP or a Takahashi tube. It's like night and day. That freaking cheap tin thing, as compared to like what you got, Dan, with that AP 130. I mean,
yeah.
The difference. It is just solid. And that's the same thing with these, how you can tell the difference between a good quality refractor is just looking at the build of the tube itself. It makes a big difference.
I have a picture of me somewhere with a 152, the big black tube.
Yep.
And I have it, and I almost dropped it because I held it in one hand like I was going to throw it like a football. And I'm like this with it. I'm ready to throw it because it's such a piece of crap these days. If you get one that's in good condition, it's okay. But this thing was beat up. It was bad. That was, I think, Leaf 2017. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Got to do a sound completely made up of telescope sounds. I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that. I'll just record some stupid stuff and I'll just throw it around.
That's why it's kind of like one of the things is about, and you understand how these OEMs are. They want to sell these packages, tripods, mounts, and telescopes. But for anybody that's really starting out, and the first question I ask them, is it visual? Is it for astrophotography? What is it you're getting into? And then second question is what's your budget? Because without that question, you can go ahead and kind of go off on a tangent, and then all of a sudden they'll come back and say, well, all I've got to spend is like $1,000. I always try to tell them is that you can get into these packages, but believe me, these packages aren't the best thing that you really want to get into. If you can definitely look at getting a quality OTA, a quality mount, and a quality tripod, that would be definitely the way to go. But once again, it all comes down to budget. You got to work within what the budget is and know what you got to work with.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And, I said we don't care about budget. That's not true. You always got to work with what you got. And, if you could, I would tell you this. If you could wait an extra couple of months and save a couple of extra bucks,
Yep.
it would be well worth your time. And I'll say this, and this is the only thing I'll say. I'm looking straight at the camera. Astrophotography is not an impulse buying program. This is not something you want to just say, give me all this and I want it all to work. You'd want to take your time. You want to do your due diligence and you want to do your research. Come to the show, ask people in your club, do whatever you got to do to get the information to get the result or close to the result that you're looking to achieve. That's super important.
And Dan, to go along with that, and we've said this all along since the beginning of the show, is that when people call into a distributor, you got two types of people. You got sales consultants and you got salespeople. The first question that I'm going to always tell everybody getting into this hobby is whoever you decide to work with, ask them to send you some photographs that they have taken. Because if they do, you're working with a consultant who knows exactly what you're getting into. If they can't provide that information to you, you're just dealing with the sales rep that's just being forced to sell whatever it is that he's going to put on the table to present to you. So definitely do your due diligence and choose whoever you work with wisely and ask many, many, many questions, because the good consultant will truly work with you hand and foot for however long it takes for you to get into this hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? And some people, I won't say some people, I won't say what I'm thinking about, but sometimes you may come across somebody that doesn't like to show their photos. That's not me. That's the first thing that I do. And I'll be like, "Are you here for astrophotography? Because if you're not here for astrophotography, I won't point you down this route." You know, if you, Pete, you know this. If you're, you know, you're in the bit. Okay, is it visual? If you're beginning visual, the first thing that I'm pointing you to, and you're brand new in the hobby, is a Dob. That's the first thing I'm pointing you to.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Biggest
Yep.
bang for your buck. And now with the Star Sense 10 and 12s, I mean, holy crap. You take your phone and you put it on a bracket, and the starlight shines into your camera from a mirror, and it plate solves for you to show you where you're pointing, because it knows the GPS signal, time, date, and location from your phone. And with one simple alignment thing, and if you use the same camera phone, you don't have to do it again. If you change camera phones, you got to do it again because cameras are a little different. But you throw it in there, you put it in, you do a quick alignment, and guess what? You say go to Jupiter, it gives you arrows. And as you get closer to Jupiter, it turns into a bullseye, and then you do it a little bit at a time, and it continuously plate solves as you move the scope, so it knows where you're pointing. It's unbelievable the technology that they have now, that it makes it so much easier.
Well, you know, the nice thing about that Celestron Star Sense like that, even if you decide down the road that you want to go different, you want to go big, you want to go just, you know, in a different direction, you want a deep sky, you want to, you know, nebula, you want whatever, right? That Dob is something that you can use pretty much forever.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have friends that are gonna be interested in it, and they're not gonna have the patience to sit there, you know, and wait on 50 subs. You know, they want to be able to look at Saturn. You know, so they want to look at parts of the moon. They want to, you know, a lot of people, they don't have the patience that astrophotography you know, requires. You know, they want instant gratification. That Dob is probably the closest thing available now for that.
Yeah.
And that's something
Agreed.
that you'll be able to use and use and use and use and use.
Yeah.
You know, the interesting
Great
thing
place
is
to
that
start.
this hobby, you know, there's not a lot of people that are very well technically versed in this hobby to really talk the technical lingo. I mean, there's just a handful of very good people. But you're absolutely right, Dan. Is that you've got to ask the pertinent questions. You know, you've got to ask, is this going to be visual? Is it going to be for astrophotography? You know, what is your budget? What is it that you truly want to do here? Do you want to look at planetaries? Do you want to look at the lunar? Do you want to do solar? I mean, there's so many of these questions that you have to literally ask questions, and you may not have more than 5 or 10 minutes to be able to kind of present yourself as a person that can come off and just ask the questions to be able to say, hey, look, you're spending maybe X amount of dollars here. we want to make sure that you get the best bang for your dollar. So you're right. If you're doing visual, how do you beat a Dob? You can't. Dob,
You can't.
best bang for your dollar, no question about it. If you're looking for astrophotography, the best bang for your dollar for color contrast and color rendition is an APO, bar none. However, you may be limited by what the focal length is as compared to an SCT, but it depends upon what it is that you want to image. If you're looking for galaxies, well, bar none, you got to go with something that's in that 2000 millimeter focal length.
Yep.
So you've got all these questions that you need to ask. And so the good people who are the consultants will ask all these questions. They'll ask many, many questions, and they'll dig to get the information before they can actually make a real qualified and quantitative answer to a client.
Exactly. What do you got? Din din? I got din din there. Pizza?
Oh,
Pizza.
Is that deep dish? No, you're in Chicago, man.
I don't do deep dish.
Oh, I love that deep dish place you sent me to, man. That place, I dream about Giordano's.
Giordano's?
Was it Giordano's? No,
Yeah,
it was Lou
No,
Malnati.
Lou's. It was Lou's.
Lou Malnati.
Yeah,
you could buy. I found you could buy Giordano's from Giordano and get it sent to New York.
Mm-hmm.
All the everything, the dough and everything. You just make it. It's cool.
I did an alternative to deep dish a couple times now, but just a couple weeks back we did a focaccia, and that focaccia, that nice focaccia bread. It when you cook it like that, you put a nice big topping on it. You get a pizza, you get a slice of pizza. I swear to God, it's that thick.
Hey, I'm still waiting for my homemade bread. Like 2 years now, I'm still waiting for it.
Oh, geez, yeah. Well, you're coming south. You're coming south.
I'm starting to make my calendar. So I'm starting to make my calendar and I think this year is going to be worse than the year that just passed as far as traveling is concerned. As far as star parties and doing stuff, I mean, I think it's going to be worse. I'm going to be going. I'm hoping to go to Winter Star Party in February. That'll be the first one. Starfest. Yep. I'm definitely going to be in Starfest in Canada. That's definitely on the list. Not to mention Cherry Springs, Staunton River. That's in Virginia. I would love to go to Okie-Tex. I would love to go to Okie-Tex. I think that's gonna be on the list, and I think that's about all I think that's about all, and Neef and whatever else is going on. I mean, I think it's gonna be crazy. Absolutely, Dave. In order to be a true New Yorker, you have to eat pizza over a garbage can. And you got to get it at Famous Ray's. And you got to get it at that is the most famous, disgusting pizza in New York. It's freaking horrible. I don't care what anybody says. It's the worst pizza in New York, but it's famous. I don't understand. It's horrible. But we're at 10 after 10 almost. We got to give away 2 Masters of Pixinsight classes. So let's do that real quick. And where is it? AstroWorld, Mars Cam. It's still named Mars Cam. Open. And IP3 press. There we go. So Masters of Pixinsight. We're going to give away 2 classes tonight because we're running behind on giving stuff away. So we're going to be giving away 2 classes tonight. So here is the wheel. We have 98. No, I thought we had 100. Hold on a second. Let's see. I thought we actually did 100. So let me just take this real quick. My mouse is too sensitive these days. And you can't see my password. So there you go. And And IP for AP users. Yeah, we do have 100. I guess we got 2 more. We got 100. Let me just edit this. We'll export and save and open. Give me 1 more second, fellas, because we have 2 more people that joined in. And Jason Cousins, copy and paste. And now we have 100 members on the list. So there we go. So 100 members. And here we go. First one for free Masters of Pixinsight class. First one is Mark. Who's Mark? I'm not sure what Mark that is. Let me just take a look and see, because they just put Mark.
Ellis?
I don't know. Let me see. I gotta look for one. I gotta look for ones that just say Mark. It's right, Stephen White and George Christopher. Mark. No, that's Mark Muratori. So Mark, that's my buddy Mark that lives down in Virginia. So Mark has won one. I'm gonna have to put. That's funny. He didn't put his last name.
There you
So
go.
Mark, congratulations, and I'll give you a call in a couple minutes. so Mark Muratori. Let me take a picture of that so I don't forget. There we go, Mark. And we'll remove. Well, we'll just if Mark comes up again, we'll just choose again. And the second one is Steinmetz, and no name now. So Steinmetz, I know that email address. I know it's somebody that watches the show. So Steinmetz one, and I will put that on there. I think that's Greg Meyer. Is that it? Might be Greg Meyer. There you go, Steinmetz. But awesome. So we will get that out to everybody tonight. So congratulations to 2 members. And I'm gonna look and see. Maybe it was Gary Hart. Might be Gary Hart. Let me see. Favorite send. Contact. And search and STY. Nope. I don't have him in my contact list, so it may not be him. We'll find out. So Steinmetz, congratulations, and Mark, awesome. Nice job to everybody. Not that you had to do anything except for sign up. So please sign up to all the giveaways on astroweb.com, and we'll be able to set you up. And we'll get this off the screen, and there we go. Boom. So this Wednesday coming up, don't forget, it's a day before Thanksgiving. I know it's going to be rough. So, please, guys, let me know if you can make it beforehand. So, because there's going to be 3 guests. So I need to sort that out. Dr. Sass, Charles Bracken, Dr. Whitby will all be on. It's going to be an awesome, awesome show. I do have spots for 4 more people. So if all 3 of you show up, you're more than welcome to show up. I do have the spots for it, but I need to, if we have more than 6, which means if all 3 of you show up, I need to know beforehand if all 3 of you can be there, because I need to make a 7 up. so because I never had to do 7, I don't think. But that being said, let's see. Is there anything left in the chat to talk about? I don't think so. Question. Picture of the week. Oh my goodness. I always forget. It's always at the end of the night. Oh my goodness. Yes, we do have a picture of the week. So I will show everybody the pictures first. Thank you for reminding me. This is pictures of the month. So picture of the week. First picture of the week. Josh Kovac. Orion. The Great Orion Nebula and the Running Man.
Yep. Can we see what it looks like there, Mr. Dan?
You don't see that?
I don't see it. No.
You see it now?
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. My bad. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Ooh,
A lot of detail on that one.
yes.
And next one, we got Isaac. Nice area with the crescent and the tulip. Very nice job with that. And then we got
Oh, the squid.
the squid and the bat. Yep.
Now I'm curious. They call it the bat, but somebody show me. I don't understand where the bat is. I don't see it.
Well, the bat is with those wings forward.
But it's so where would that be then?
So here's one wing here. Here's another wing here, and this is the body.
Oh, I see then. So I got to look at it from the side there. Okay, I see.
It's
okay.
kind of like looking from an aerial view with the wings pushing forward. He just got done closing the wings.
Oh, okay.
And then we got a nice wide field of the cone Christmas tree, entire area there. So this one is a William Optics Red Cat at 34 hours and 50 minutes.
Boy, I tell you, these images are getting absolutely spectacular.
Yep. This one is 12 hours on the squid. This was actually a collaboration between George Lutch and Sean Nielsen.
So what does it say what the individual exposures were? Because I know that Sean was mentioning going fast on the exposures.
Yeah, this doesn't really say. It's just the ES80. 20 hours. No, it doesn't really give you any information regarding length of subs.
So it was with the camera lens or with the telescope?
This is with an ES80, Explore Scientific.
Okay.
And this one is, the other two didn't have any data or information. This one is a
mosaic. Did
what's
they say
that?
if that was a mosaic?
This is a red cat. Let's see.
250 millimeter focal length.
Yep.
So probably not.
No, nope, none. It's not a mosaic. A really nice job with that. So let's see who won. Let's see.
George says he was. Those were 300-second exposures.
5 minutes. All right. Let's see. Where's my web page? Where is it? Over here. There we go. So let's go to the poll. I don't even know. I haven't looked at it. We had about 27 votes.
Okay.
And the winner is the bat and the squid.
All right. Congrats.
The bat and the squid. Wow. With 18 out of the 27 votes. So congratulations to George Lutch. Congratulations.
Yeah, George and Sean. Way to go.
George and Sean. Very nice job.
Way to go.
I'll take a picture of that too. Let's see. Nice.
Yeah, we don't have many more weeks to go before the calendar. All these images are the images of the month going to the calendar.
Yep. So we have kind of a debacle, I think, with one of the images of the month. I'm gonna have to look at my records. I think. Okay, so the last picture of the month was Greg Meyer, and he won.
Yeah.
But he's already got a picture of the month, so I kind of screwed that up a little bit.
So then it's
the runner-up.
One of the three.
Well, they're all GP. So what I want to do, if I might be calling this wrong, but I think I'm right. I think it was Greg Meyer, and I think you're there. So Greg, if you're out there, I'm going to ask you to pick whichever one that you want to be picture of the month. We'll use that one and give the runner up the win for the picture of the month. I think that's the only fair way to do it.
Yeah, because that's how we planned it. Is if you were more, if you won more than one picture of the month, you would have to choose
and the runner up would win.
Yeah.
So George, I'll throw you an email. I think I put a tweet about it. I said what to do, but yeah. So I'm gonna look at my records and take a look at that real quick because we are very, very close to closing out the year. And this went so fast. I mean, it makes no sense. I didn't think anything would be faster than the first COVID year. The COVID year just went. I got my shirt. It's got like the DeLorean from Back to the Future on it, and it says, "Whatever you do, Marty, don't go to 2020." So when will the calendar be ready? So here's the thing with that. We have to wait till December to do the last one of the year. Now here's where I'm getting into a little bit logistical conversation in my head. I'm wondering if we should just do it next year, November to November, so we could have it ready for January of the following year. Because here's what's going to happen. If we do December, well, this year is the first year. We're going to do March to December because we didn't do January, February, because we didn't have the idea. But now December comes, we vote for the picture of the month in December, right? So that goes until the 15th of January, right? So now we got to vote for picture of the year. And that will go to the end of January, right?
Yep.
So now we're talking about publication, everything. We're talking middle of February, maybe beginning of March, for each calendar. So do we stop it at the end of this month and just throw some pictures in there for January, February, and December? Or go ahead, Pete. You got an idea?
I'm going to throw this out to the viewer membership because this is a question to all of them. They'll have 11 out of the 12 months. Let's say the 12th month is one of our images.
Okay.
What does the viewer think about that? In other words, let's say next Friday, we're going to present 3 of our images, right? Then whichever which they decide to say, yeah, that might just be it. Let's just go ahead and throw that in there. So that might just be that 12th image. I don't know, Dan. That's just an idea.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll let the viewer membership. We'll just let them, vote on it, and if that's acceptable, then we go with it. If not, we'll just kind of still do what we need to do. But you're right, Dan. You got a good point. Maybe we just go to November.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. And then you know what? So with the other months that weren't filled in, one of the months is going to be given to the person, and the person that wins this will pick which picture that we use. Or if he wants me to use all of them, she wants me to use all of them. It's going to be the person that has won the most pictures of the week as like a honorable mention kind of thing, because so that's going to be in either January or February. January or December will be, I guess, a compilation of our photos. If you want to do 2 or 3 photos, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just throw them out there and see what and see what the viewers think, and just go that way.
I'm hearing that works. Very fair. I mean, so I think that's what we're gonna do. So this This will be so we'll vote for this until December like 8th, let's say, for the final picture of the month for November. The final voting will be December. We'll still do December picture of the week and all that for 2024. That'll be the 2024 calendar, right? We'll just go around in a circle, kind of. Compilation of all entries, at least one for each person who entered. Why not? We could do that.
We could break that
Do
up,
like
you know,
one picture with 30 pictures in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's acceptable. Absolutely.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah,
be
like some
tiny,
sort of
but it'll be
collage
cool.
or something. Yeah, maybe.
Why not? That's a good idea. We could do that for January.
Yeah, I like it.
I hope whatever program I use doesn't blow up from all those pictures in there. but it could be the cover. Yeah, that could be the cover.
Yep.
That'd be pretty cool. Have all the pictures on the cover.
Yeah,
All
I
right, cool.
Do you
definitely
have, by the way, do you have all of the high-res JPEGs?
They're not all high res. The winners I have high res, so yes.
I mean, for print,
yeah,
the ones that you're going to use for print.
yes. So
Yeah,
I have those.
they have to be high res, high DPI.
Yeah, so I have those. I just for the other ones for every single picture, I don't, and it's really not going to matter because they're going to be small.
Right.
You know, that one's not going to be a big deal. But for all the winners, and if I don't have them, I will be requesting them. so because we want this to look nice, and there's nothing worse than having a crappy picture on. Having a good picture rendered crappy because of the resolution. So I'm gonna start requesting that probably not. I guess this week I'm going to do it because we already have March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We'll have 9. So probably not, Josh. So I'm going to go through the picture of the month and I'll send an email. It'll say picture of the month winners. Please put your high res photos in this folder like you would do for a Google folder. It'll just be separate. That's all. Print a book.
Yeah, maybe in year 3 we might do a coffee book after we get enough images.
Yeah,
that's a possibility.
Yep, and then what you could do is that I could throw it back to the artist and say, write a paragraph about it. Because I will not be writing anything for 36 pictures across the book. Yep. Not happening. We could do a book, a brochure. We could do like a image of the week brochure. We could do that.
Yeah, I mean, because there is some beautiful images. I mean, it's just amazing the quality and the detail and the post-processing techniques that we've got. I mean, phenomenal images.
That's cool. Do a T-shirt with all the entries on it on the whole shirt, front and back.
There you go.
That would be cool. I could do AstroWorld Picture of the Week 2022 and just have pictures on the front and pictures on the back. All right, fellas. Well, it's 10:30. I think it's time to lock it up. That's a lot of great ideas, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for the input. Makes it easier for me. So, anybody want to do any last thoughts? Jerry's final thoughts?
No,
Scott,
I mean, it's
final thoughts. Come on.
Yeah, Scott, what do you got?
Go buy a mead.
I can't with you, dude. I can't.
Oh man.
Go
Well,
buy a mead.
I have a question, Scott. We're all going to bet on an over and under where we're going to get that first image with that beast of yours. So if your membership on Scott getting those first images, you think by the end of the year, or is it going to be the first quarter of next year or the second quarter?
Well, I've already had the scope rolled it out there just to see how it actually traveled out across the grass.
This is an idea. We got to do a special show when Scott pulls it out and takes that first image, and we get a live view of that, because that would be amazing to see the beast being rolled out and taking that first image. We got to do that.
Scott.
I'll have Nathan, with the phone, following me.
Absolutely.
I want to play by. I want Nathan to narrate the play by play.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. Yeah. He's like, oh, there's Dad screwing it up again.
There you go. The first image is going to be, God damn it, I forgot to take off the lens cover.
Hey, maybe that's what we got to do, is we all just kind of just chime in and say, what should be the first celestial target Scott chooses?
Polaris.
Hey, Polaris and Polaris B, yeah, that'd be pretty cool, as long as you can split it and not screw it up.
I gotta get focused. It's gonna be like neighbor's chimney.
Yeah. It's gonna have to be something distant, because I'm definitely gonna be shooting from the back of the scope. So
roll that beautiful drone footage.
Oh, absolutely. Seriously, Scott, I can't wait. I mean, my God, we built that thing here 3 years ago. I want to see that thing in action.
I can't believe it's been 3 years.
3 years.
It
hasn't been 3 years.
2 years, right?
2020, right? Well, that's right. Yeah, it's 2020, man. Come on. It's 2020. It'll be 3 years next year, man.
Next year, yes. You're in the second year. Yeah.
So, yep.
All right.
We'll get something done.
Get it done.
It is.
All right, fellas. All right. Well, I guess that's all there is. So congratulations to Mark. Congratulations to SkyMets. Hey, a lot of fun, a lot of good times. Go to the Astropalooza shop and get your t-shirt so we can make a donation to another club. That's going to be pretty cool. So go to astroworldweb.com/Astropalooza and go to the Astropalooza store and get that t-shirt. Has all the speakers on the back. It's like a tour shirt. It's like kind of cool. But anyway, everybody have a good night. Take care. Nice job, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat for driving the show. And as always, remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you later. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Now.
Have a happy Thanksgiving. Oh no, we'll see you. We'll see you before.
Yeah.